Hello, welcome to the 2014 Misco Expo. I'm joined by Nick East, the CEO of Zynstra. Nick, thanks for taking the time to speak to us.
Welcome.
Let's start off with a little bit about the company. Tell us what you do.
I'm the CEO, co-founder of the business. Zynstra is a software company. We're software specialists, and we take a hybrid cloud solution to market, to the SMB market. So that means businesses of, say, 2 to 250 people on a site, and we also deliver our solution into public sector, such as schools. We've been going for 3 years. We work very closely with some of the big technology providers. You know, our solution is delivered on HP ProLiant hardware, so we work very closely with HP, and also integrates with capabilities like Microsoft's cloud and delivers Microsoft capability on board as well. But our focus really is the small to medium business, and it's this combination of getting the best of what you need for your on-premise IT with the best of what you need in the cloud. And we're here because our solution, we're partnering with Misco to take our solution to market under the brand Systemax Stack as a service.
Okay, and as you mentioned, a lot of people will be coming to the show looking for these specific sort of solutions. What sort of challenges do your customers face specifically?
So I guess there's a very broad range of IT challenges that our customers face, and we help them out with many of them, but maybe I could kind of distill it down into 2 core challenges. The first one is really all about a lack of skilled or available resource, and that can either be people, it can be finding the right people with the right skills, or it can be budget, and the 2 things tend to be pretty well linked. But even when they have people in order to focus on the IT, those people tend to end up keeping the lights on. They spend all of their time making sure the core IT systems are up and running, make sure the network's secure, looking after users, and they really don't get very much time to differentiate the business, to deliver new IT capabilities, or look very much at IT strategy, let alone, if you think in the background, there's a huge amount of evolution in the technology world, so let alone keep on top of what's going on there. So you end up with very stretched individuals, and that's one of the challenges that we try to help with. We try to bring them the latest integrated technologies, and also really be their kind of virtual IT team and a virtual IT capability in the background. So I think being stretched is one problem. The other problem is working out, you know, from where I am, where do I go? There's all sorts of capabilities out there in the market, but I have an existing IT estate, I have an existing set of business functions. How can somebody meet me where I am today and take me where I need to go? So those I guess, the 2 key challenges that we work with our customers on.
Okay, and in your experience, which IT challenges are the most common, and how could they be avoided?
Yeah, so maybe I'll start with the IT challenge that can't be avoided, and it can be mitigated. But I think if you were to talk to different parts of every business, you'd hear about a different sort of IT challenge. So if you talk to a business owner or a finance director, their challenge is often the IT is too expensive, the cost is always going up, it's not delivering us enough value. And that's a perspective. If you talk to the people running IT, they'll have more or less the opposite point of view, which is, you know, we don't have enough budget, we don't have enough time, and you're asking us to do too much. And then you look at the people who use IT in the business, whether it's sales or marketing or a back office function or a services team, they'll very often say, well, you know, the IT team doesn't give me what I really need to do my job, or it doesn't work very reliably. And I think that sort of tension exists to some degree in every business. But if you have a good, well-owned business strategy and you're executing that in a planned way, all of those tensions are mitigated. So the issues I think that can be avoided, I think very often sort of well-intentioned, self-inflicted issues turn up. So, you know, IT strategy is often very reactive. You know, a business has a problem to solve, a new customer to deploy, an office to add, more people to add, and a temporary solution is often put in place, and that unfortunately ends up being a permanent solution. And if it's not well planned, if it's not well architected, if it's not well designed and well supported, then that can mean a failure somewhere down the road. When that failure happens, it tends to be much more expensive than if it had been put together in the right way in the first place, with the right infrastructure, with the right backup strategy, and also with the right evolution of IT refresh. So I think a reactive strategy often leads to unintended consequences. Those unintended consequences can mean very expensive IT outage or impact on the business, and then even worse, an unplanned big budget expense to be able to fix the problem. So I think that tends to be at the root cause of the issues.
Okay, now you mentioned IT refresh. Looking ahead to the next 12 months, what exciting IT opportunities are there for small and medium businesses?
Yes, great question. I mean, I think there are a couple of things happening this year. The first one is in July, Windows Server 2003 from Microsoft is end of support. Now that's a compelling event to look at really the opportunity to bring a new generation of technology into the business. I think, you know, if you look in the UK, the average age of a car on the road is about 7 years. Windows Server 2003 is still being run in something like 35% of small businesses, and it's 11 years old. And you think of the rapid change of technology that's happened in the meantime. So rather than see it as something that's painful, that's sort of in the way, infrastructure refresh, whether it's 2003 or 2008 or some other component, should really be grasped as an opportunity to get the latest and best technology which can drive down costs, can improve profitability, can improve operational efficiency, and help drive the business forward. So I'd say the first one is embrace it's a decade, once in a decade opportunity, 2003 upgrade. Embrace the opportunity to actually drive a better IT strategy. I think the second one, which is one of the things that we focus on very heavily, is embracing this concept of what hybrid cloud can deliver you. It's something that is now matured in the market. It's matured very much in the enterprise space, which is where most of these technologies really start. And in the enterprise space, everybody is going hybrid, trying to drive the best for their business, depending on what their business needs on-prem and what it needs in the cloud. Now, what we've put together here is a hybrid IT environment that's perfectly designed from the ground up for SMB use. So it meets the customer where they are today, but it also enables them to have this new technology. So as hybrid has matured, I think 2014 is the time to deploy.
Okay, on the subject of Windows Server, that's going to be a very big topic here at this year's show, with EOL looming near. What do you advise to the organisations that have no migration plan in place? What would your recommendations be? Yeah,
I guess I'd say two things. I'd say start now. And much as I was saying before, this is really about having a planned approach. It's not something to be feared. Embrace the opportunity, because there's so much good technology. Actually, can reduce cost if it's planned in the right way. So start straight away. Understand quickly what the impact of the upgrade and the migration could be, and then what the benefits of that upgrade and migration can be. In fact, together with Misco, we'll be delivering some recommendations over the next week and some white papers that people can download and take a look at. But I guess the thing that we've also tried to mitigate here is, most organisations, if they have an upgrade, like they have a refresh like this, they use it as an opportunity to look at their IT strategy, which is exactly the right thing to do. From a budgetary point of view, traditionally that means a big capex outlay, a big project, some more hardware to purchase, some more licenses to purchase, and an implementation project. So what we've done with Systemax Stack as a Service together with Misco and HP is deliver this as a pure OpEx evolution. So people can see where they are today, where they're going to go, and actually they can implement that new infrastructure straight away without having to take a big capex budget hit. They can just pay on a monthly basis for the whole service.
Okay, Nick, and finally, what do you think that we as an IT industry need to change to address these evolving customer needs? Yeah,
so I think there's a couple of things, and again, I'm going to focus very much on the space that we operate in. But I've always felt that enterprise-grade IT, so good IT that you would expect if you had a big IT team behind you and a big budget behind you, shouldn't just be the preserve of large enterprises. And I think the IT industry tends to focus products and offerings on those larger enterprises. I think there's never been a greater need in this sort of agile and mobile world for enterprise-grade IT to be delivered at a small to medium business price. After all, small to medium businesses are the backbone of the economy. So I think that opportunity for the IT industry to deliver a proper ground-up design SMB IT infrastructure that has all those characteristics you'd expect from a highly reliable and well-resourced enterprise IT organisation is really what people should expect. And there's maybe one other thing that we try to focus on, and it's something you can't get away from. So in the software world and in the hardware world, you constantly need patches, upgrades, whether it's new capability or it's fixes to problems or there are security issues. And it comes with the territory and it has to be done. But I think given that it comes with the territory, shouldn't the IT industry do a better job of making that completely seamless to users? You shouldn't have to worry about it as an experience. You shouldn't have to work out what things to apply and what patches and then deal with the consequences of that, because it happens all the time. So a lot of our intellectual property that we're delivering also through this service is to try to take that really essential updating away so that the IT team can focus on what they need to do for the business and so that the users don't get affected.
Great, okay Nick, well, it's been very insightful talking to you. Thanks very much again for your time. And thanks for joining us at Misco Expo 2014.